We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Oh shit. Hello. How's everyone doing out there? Every single time I hear that clip, I lose it. Because Bill O'Reilly is such a fucking phony, like the biggest phony on the planet. You guys got caught harassing girls at Fox, or allegedly. And now he's coming across as a saint. So that's like the real Bill O'Reilly. Like when you hear that clip, that's the real dude, a total pain in the ass shithead. So I love playing it because it just makes me laugh every time. So how you guys doing? Today we're doing another YDBT Daily, Thursday, the 26th of May. We're talking more gas price stuff. A lot of you guys, and I appreciate everyone that clipped out some of the stuff that I talked about, our mental health when it comes to cars, what they do. And now we the gas price crisis, people are not used to it. Like, I think maybe some people that are strategizing as to maybe the high gas prices will make people buy electric. That's really stupid. It's a stupid thought process because electric cars aren't affordable yet. If it was a $15,000 to $25,000 electric car, they got 300-mile range, it would sell like a motherfucker, but there isn't one, right? I don't understand how there's less moving parts in an electric car. And obviously the price is high because of the lack of sales. They don't sell as much as ICE vehicles, but you're not going to make the world change based on a $70,000, $80,000 electric car. So now what are we doing? Are some of you, have you caught yourself looking at beaters? Like in Massachusetts growing up, every year you would buy a beater to get you through the winter. I owned Mustangs my whole life. And what got me through the winter was some piece of shit beater, some absolute shit box that was actually kind of funny to flog, beat up, and then you would sell it come spring, drive your car because you forget that winter happens. Then in November, you're reminded, holy shit, I need a beater. But now, because of the gas prices, are you looking at a beater? And then do you have to put yourself in a position to potentially say, well, my hot rod, which is my only vehicle, is now going to be in the garage and I can only drive it on pleasure drives, not daily the car and actually enjoy it every day, which again, I talked about on the last show, which is other people's daily vacation. A lot of people can't afford vacations. A lot of people can't afford a second vehicle. So that hot rod that they saved up for and paying 19% and affirmed VMSs, affirmed cold airs, Texas speed headers, P51 intakes, dumped right in front of the diff with thrush mufflers. That's your only car. And then now you're like, what? I have to buy an Escort, a Taurus, old Contour, some gas sipping 3-cylinder, a smart car. Oh my God, what the fuck am I going to do? So you're going to either have to get yourself into a car payment, buy a beater cash, $5,000, something that is going to leave you stranded on the roads and get to work. How is that affecting you? And are you now shopping for beaters? A lot of you guys don't understand how important it is to have a second vehicle. And I found out really quick when my white car went down with the bad number 7 cylinder. And I was very happy I had the truck. But now that all the cars are running fine, I go, shit, can I afford to get rid of the white car? Can I afford to get rid of the truck? Can I afford to get, because I don't need 4 cars. The Fairmont is going to be the weekend. If the Fairmont is running, I don't need the GT500. If the Fairmont is running, the GT500 is the next one on the chopping block because it doesn't have AC. It's got a roll cage. It's got it's a race car. And when I convert it to a stick, because I'm going to convert it to a stick, I'm keeping that car, converting it to a stick. Fuck it. It'll be fun for a bit. And then the next guy that wants to enjoy it, he can do whatever the hell he wants with it. But that'll be the next one on the chopping block if I can enjoy my weekends with the Fairmont. Both don't have AC, but the Fairmont would be a lot more fun than the GT500 because I want to potentially put a carbureted Coyote in it and have a bunch of fun, stick shift and do my thing. But in terms of like a daily driver, because look, up until 5 years ago, I had no money and I was one of you. Okay. I had some money now, but not enough to like ball out. But enough to buy multiple vehicles and have some fun with them and bring you some stuff on the channel and maybe help the tuning that we do on these cars help Lund Racing. Now that I have access to a 19, I have access to a 14 GT500 and a truck. I guess we can cover a lot of angles with that. So are you guys finding yourselves shopping for beaters? We'll talk about it, talk some shit for a little bit, and get after it. We'll see what pops up. Sit on my lap and see what pops up. Douche did it. It's in the house. Brendan Coyote Fury says FLKA and fuck Joe Biden all day. Dustin's Customs, Brendan, Fresh Pasteles and Fresh Pastelazo. The pastries are here. Among Solo says the dating channel was fire last night. Bendiciones. Ron Lowenberg, Angel Puerto Rico, Wesley Stewart, Shipbox Fox Eliza's Honda. Miata says howdy. Hot Sauce says yo. SK Performance Jeff says I enjoy the ridiculous thumbnails on the live streams. And that's a Ford Escort. And that was one of my beaters. I had a Yukon GT. Do you remember the Yukon GT? That was a nice little truck back in the 90s. 350 Yukon GT. I had a 9C1 Caprice, which is basically an Impala SS cop car. I had a Crown Vic wagon as a beater. I had a half-ton Chevy truck. Boy, I've had so many beaters, and they $500, $1,000 here and there. You probably try to get away with not even registering the motherfucker. You just ride dirty until someone catches you. Close to BM, the Hot Sauce, Fresh Pasteles again. AS Vega, did TikTok guy die? He hasn't posted any clips. No idea, but I'm not living off of that. That's how you guys know that I don't mess with TikTok. He stopped posting. It's all good. The channel is still kicking ass. Mofler's in the house. TJ 508, Bruce Lee, Aaron as Vega became a member. Thank you, sir. Nice Fox body in the thumbnail. That's funny because all those cars in the 90s look the same. The Tempo, Taurus, Escort had similar features that the Mustang had. It was kind of funny. Finally catching live, Walter Hoffman, Twin Turbo Carb, Coyote, nice. Blake Bailey, Rich 50, Matt 2011G, Douche did it, Kylon, JD Swag, the guy that totally doesn't have an accent. 2004 Honda Civic, and it's a manual perfect daily. Says Daniel, exactly. Kevin, Mini Bike in Massachusetts. Martin, an Unreal SVT. So tell me what you guys have for beaters or daily cars. A lot of you guys daily your Mustang. And I've noticed that in this industry because I thought there was going to be a huge drop off, right? I thought there was going to be a huge drop. I've received 10 or 11 orders, new ones, on top of the revisions yesterday from Nardi. And I'm like, so that means there's at least 24 to 30 brand new tunes. Meanwhile, revisions, data log reviews. So we wake up to 40 or 50 emails per each person every day. And that tells me that it's not slowing down, and it's almost June. School is over for the kids mostly. So, it's still popping. So I'm thinking, okay, what are you guys willing to sacrifice to still be able to fuck with your hot rod? And that tells you how men prioritize their hot rod. Like, you'd go without probably nice dinners, go out to eat with your wife, whatever, to be able to mod your car. What are the things that that need to be done around the house? You don't buy yourself clothing. Like, I don't buy myself clothing. The only time I buy myself clothing is when I need clothing. Honestly, I could go out there and buy a whole new wardrobe. And why? My ass is home or at the gym or at Publix. That's it. Or in my car. I don't go out. I don't fuck with anyone. I just shut my ass up. Coyote Fury gave me gas money. Says, just wanted to thank you for the almost daily entertainment and your vast knowledge. Bakes, what's good, bitch? There's a 2011 G with the Paxton for sale for cheap. Should I jump on it? No idea. Don't know shit about the car. So what am I going to do? Skip lunches. Right. Like, do people actually skip meals? Skip, updates on the house? What are you doing? Calypso says, I got a Toyota Avalon for a daily, slammed 86C10 for a fun truck, and an LS swap notchback to play around. We need to put aside vote for a vote. He has an LS swap notched. So we need to put it up for a vote to kick this motherfucker out of this chat. We don't need a bunch of homos in here. LS swapping beautiful Mustangs with, some junkyard 4.8 or 5.3 and thinking that they could get away with it on this channel. I will boot your ass. If you admit that you LS swapped a beautiful notch, you need to go. And the chat has already stated that you need to go. So, what's his name? Calypso? I'm not going to boot him. Come on. He's probably a good guy. But you have been warned. A shot across the bow. A shot across the bow. You have been warned. If you come up here talking that shit and you freely admit you LS swapped a beautiful LS, making it a beautiful notch with your shit ass AIDS ridden LS, you will get booted next time. Yeah, that's fair warning to anyone that comes up on this chat. If you LS swap your notch, I might kick you out of the fucking chat. If you LS swapped a 05 to 10 GT, I applaud you because those are fucking trash. An LS in a 05 to 10 GT is a massive upgrade. So I highly encourage you guys to LS swap 05 to 10. You have my permission, but not a goddamn notchback. You fucking nuts. Not only are they rare, they deserve a nice little B-Cam 1.6 Scorpion rockers, BBK 65 millimeter, and the China GT40 intake manifold, or the Explorer upper and lower. Whew, my God. How hard will it be to coyote swap my RCSB V6 XL? It's hard to get dash to work. Dude, forget the dash shit. Usually people get a Dakota digital dash that piggybacks off of the OBD2 stuff. Forget trying to make the stock dash shit work unless you love wiring. Like, I really hate wiring. I won't even LS swap a notch. Small block Ford for the win. Like, right. Why would, yeah, we know the line. You know the line. 05 to 10, swap it. But you desecrate a notch with your AIDS 1983 Freddie Mercury AIDS ridden LS in a beautiful little notch. How dare you? I'm looking for a Kawasaki 1000 RR, Honda CBR 1000 RR. I've essentially given up on my home and live on the road trucking. I do it for 6 days a month. I can be home and beat the Mustang, kill the Armadillo's cam. Couple noodles in my bike is working for me. Chevy guys bought the clip you saying beautiful LS and jerk off to it every night. Probably. That's okay. Ban borrow swaps. Yeah, look, you guys that constantly want to be different. I would rather you. What is like a really good Nissan engine? Like the RB, whatever the fuck, the R2D2, the RB dude TD2 doopy doop. What the fuck? So what is a good Nissan motor that, you know, homos put in their drift shit and do Yakuza tailpipes on their junk? That one, I'd rather you put that in a notch than a stupid fucking Barra. Oh, Alex, what do you mean? The Barra does cool shit. You mean a rods and piston Barra with 35 PSI? That Barra? Why don't you just shove some? That is just, to me, that's the dumbest fucking swap. It's only cool if you want to open the hood and have people guess as to what it is. So after you open the hood, because look, let's be honest, you're Barra swapping for clout, not for power. It is not. It is not the Ford 2J. Sorry, the 2J is the 2J. The Barra is not the 2J or Ford's equivalent. It's just a straight 6 with a fucking turbo, and it's not as strong as the 2J or popular. So you Barra swap your junk so that you go to the car meet, open the hood. Someone goes, what the fuck is this? Dude, it's an Australian straight 6 with a turbo. And people go, cool. And they leave. They leave. They don't go, whoa, this is amazing. How much power does it make? Mate. 500. I can't do an Australian accent. 599 Newton meters. It makes 500 kilowatt hour. It makes 700 kilowatt and 500 Newton meters. 500 Newton meters. And the guy's like, we're in America, bitch. What's it make? It makes 7,000 kilowatts. What unit of measurement are you fucking with, bro? Well, that's how they measure in Australia. When you flush the toilet in Australia, shit goes down backwards. That alone tells me I ain't listening to nothing they're saying. Stupid ass. 500 kangaroos. Oh, really? Can you equate kangaroos to horses? Well, I reckon it takes 5.5 kangaroos to equal a horse. So I'm thinking it as 1,500 kangaroo power. Wow. I don't give a fuck about your stupid bara, bro. Like, no one cares. Stop it. Oh, I'm keen on doing some skids. What do Australians say? It makes 1.21 gigawatts. Oh, well, you want to raise? Unit of measurement fuckery. What do dumb shit Australians say? Australia. Today's the day, Australians. It's your fucking turn to get roasted by this channel. Dumb shit Aussies say. Bara swap it. Okay, dumb shit Aussies say. Let's get a list going. The dumb things Aussies say. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is the dumbest fucking. This is an advertisement? Okay. Orientate. They say orientate. Dais? Dais is raised platform at the front of a room or lectern, throne seats of honor. A dais. Advocado. I certainly am no advocate of adding unnecessary letters to words. Australians are usually guilty of removing syllables from words due to, in large part, to our laziness. Yeah, like, how does an Australian say 14? They go 14. 14. So yeah, you're getting it today. Alex, thank you for all the knowledge over the years. About to go buy my first Coyote this weekend, and glad that I know what to look for. S197 for fuel system, VMP Gen 3. He's wrong about that. T56 lunch sauce. So he got some of it right. Foster's gas. Oh yeah, beer. Oh my god. Yeah, Vegemite. What the fuck is that shit? So Matt Coates, shout out to Matt Coates and MFP. He brought some Australian junk down here, right? He had Taco Bell and he was blown away. So he comes here, right? He goes, I go, hey, what'd you do last night? We met him up at I think PRI, Matt Coates. And I was like, hey, what'd you do last night? He goes, oh, I went to this place and I had a good meal. I go, what's the name of the place? He goes, Steak and Shake. I go, you went to Steak and Shake? Like, it was good. I'm like, Steak and Shake was good. You're gonna shit for 15 days because you went to Steak and Shake, bro. I was blown away. And then he got me his Tim Tams. These Australians want you to bara swap a car, and they drink their coffee through a Tim Tam. Tim Tam is a insanely sweet chocolate thing, and they cut the corner with their shit, and they suck their coffee with a chocolate bar. Imagine you had a hollow Snickers, and and some of the well, you gotta take a Snickers and you take the corner off of it and suck your coffee up. That's why I don't listen to Australians when they talk to me about bara swapping anything. You suck your coffee up with a chocolate bar. Please shut up. How did I get on this shit? You guys can't let me get off kilter. We're talking about how tough it is on gas prices, and someone talked about bara swaps, and I have so many thoughts about stupid bara swaps. I was talking to Matt Coates about it. He's like, "Oh, mate, you can make 800 horsepower, so I could just stick a Gen 2 Mustang motor in there." He goes, "Well, yeah, technically you could." And I'm like, "Why the fuck would I bara swap it unless I want clout?" That actually sounds good. Of course it would sound good. Like, isn't there a huge Coca-Cola epidemic in like Mexico right now? Motherfuckers are dying. Like, there is diabetes nonstop in Mexico because of a Coca-Cola epidemic, because the Mexican Coke has real sugar. Let me look that up. Diabetes Mexican Coca-Cola. In town, little water, Coca-Cola is everywhere. So is diabetes. San Cristobal de las Casas, Mexico. Maria del Carmen Navida lives in one of Mexico's rainiest regions, but she has running water only once every 2 days. When it does, blah, 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 potable water, blah, blah. So many residents drink Coca-Cola, which is produced by a local bottling plant, that it can be easier to find than bottled water, and it's almost as cheap. Like the diabetes in Mexico because of the real sugar Coke is ridiculous. So of course you would say that sucking coffee up with a Tim Tam sounds really good. If you dino a Trackhawk or Hellcat in Australia, does it make, oh my Lord. I caught myself. Oh my
Hellcats and Trackhawks. They got Timmy on the turn up in the blast off. He with the yak out for that body, took his mask off.
No, that was Twin Turbo Carb Coyote. YouTube, you can go after him. It was not me. I almost got caught. Mexicans have hot Cheetos and a brisk for breakfast. Imagine if they put real Coke in it. Folks in Mexico drink Coke at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He deserves the cookies. No cookies today, but man, if that comment would have been on Tuesday, absolutely would have been able to win the cookies. Absolutely. By the way, shout out to the Parts Farm and Two Auto Solutions for sponsoring a potentially racist live stream. Stop it. Thank you, Two Auto Solutions. Let's implicate some companies. Let's go. Thanks for the sponsorship. Appreciate it. You almost had a knock at the door. Oh my God. You can't have any more sugar, Diabito. Late sponsor plugs right after the most racist comment ever on this chat. Not by me, YouTube. Somebody else. He almost got me. I was like, whoa, what are you doing saying shit like that? You racist. How dare you? Woo-wee. That's racist, bro. I left for 5 seconds and now I missed it. I can see the EPA pulling this up in court. Did you say N-word, Watts? When you, and then did you play
Hellcats and Trackhawks? They got Timmy on the turn up in the blast off. He with the yak out for that body, took his mask off.
Yeah, so let's not do that. First time catching a live. Today's the day. Some dudes in here be like, he said what? This is why we can't have Alex go to court for us against the EPA, right? If I go and present my case, like, did you hear Amber Heard get fucking roasted today? Oof. Camille Vasquez, she was destroying that broad. Imagine what the EPA would do to me, Miss. And her name is Chen. YouTube can see the sweat on your forehead, beating it up the pussy, whatever. If smart water so smart, why is it stuck in a bottle? Alex, it's cool. I'm giving you the N-word pass. No. Even if you get the pass, you should not use it. Like, I'm blown away that Mexicans call themselves that. And I'm like, what are you doing? Or young white kids. I'm like, what? Bro, you crazy. I've never said that shit. No, thank you. Amber stripper name, wrong answers only. How's Tony liking the RC truck? So my girlfriend's dog is a big fucking dog, and he was just chasing the truck. So I can't imagine Tony wouldn't chase the truck. So I'm gonna go after work, charge the batteries up, take it to the park, and run him to death. And we'll see if he. And I have a GoPro on it, so I'm gonna turn the GoPro backwards, and I'm gonna probably upload some stuff, some RC stuff to the channel, but for the members only. Because honestly, the RC content, unless I find a cool track and do cool shit, I don't think you guys would give a fuck. This is more of a Mustang and hot rod channel. Or hey, if the members enjoy it and like it, I might make it live later on. But for now, it's going to stay with the members stuff. Alex would go against EPA by doing Australian accents and Hellcats and Trackhawks. I fell asleep watching Alex and woke up with holes in my linens. Everyone uses that word here, even white kids. That blows my mind, man. That blows my mind. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm really not that guy, and not because I'm not that guy, afraid.
Pal, you're not that guy.
But like, I don't want anyone thinking they can call me Beaner, like in an affectionate manner, oh, what's up, Beaner? What's up, you dumb Mexican? I'm just like, what the fuck you say? Like, I don't let anyone disrespect me. My closest friends don't call me names. So once you let stuff like that slide, you know, then there's a gentleman way of talking to people and just kind of like, I'm a nice guy, but once you start dropping the N-word, this and that, and call, nah, I'm good. Like, I remember some guy called me, what did he say? I was at Bradenton. No. What's the name of that place? Bowling Green, Kentucky. And what did he say? Some guy thought I was YOLO. And he thought I was in his head or he's in my head. And he got a little too comfortable and a little too familiar. So what's up, shithead? And I go, what the fuck did you say? And his attitude went a complete 180. Whoa, dude, I'm sorry. I'm like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? You think I'm just some guy flipping the fucking hat? I will stomp you out right here in front of every. He goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't think you'd take it so. That's why I don't want to be called. I don't want to be some fucking clown. I don't want to do something. Nah, fuck all that bullshit. Is Ben still a channel sponsor? Yes. The thing is, I can't get this logo. Honestly, I don't have time. And then after a day of doing Flex Tunes with you guys, do you think I want to come here and start fucking editing stuff? Oh my God, my head hurts. You know when I do editing stuff? Saturday and Sunday. That's the only day I can like have a clear head. I just want to decompress after a long day like today. Well, it's Kentucky. Sees Alex in public. What's up, YOLO douchebag? Right. And then I'm like, what the fuck do you say? Alex going to Pound Town. Alex, can you fight? Of course. You kind of have to know how to fight if you grew up in a shitty neighborhood, right? I grew up in the times before guns. Now, every guy that has a gun, every guy that talks gun rights, every guy that talks about take it from is a fucking flabby-armed motherfucker. And when I was growing up, you had to have some muscle and actually throw down with motherfuckers if you had issues with them. Now you don't got to do that, so people talk more shit now. Alex, were you at Bradenton Saturday the 22nd when it rained? Taquaches and fake foos use the N-word. Growing up, veterans would check foos using that word. Those RC car races get as heated as actual races. People running down the car as the RC cars go down. Yet, now I don't want to do any drag RC racing. I want to go to a bike, like a pump park or a bike park by myself, leave me alone, enjoy my hobby, and I go home. I don't want to fuck with anybody. I don't want to see you. I don't want to meet up for the Traxxas meet. I don't want to meet up for no, I want to be left alone. Is that a Max or an X Max? It's an X Max. It's a big truck. It's the 1/5 scale, I think. Alex, if you want, I can make you that logo. You can try, but I think it needs to be a certain size, Mr. JD Swag. Everyone just drive fires these days instead of throwing hands. I used to drive a clear, trim my thoughts, but now they're staying with me with these gas prices. I think I saw that on Facebook. I paid too much for this GAT to throw hands. So how naked do you feel when you don't have one? I don't know why we're talking about this, but it's the subject matter. How naked do you feel without one? Right? When you're not with the blick, if you don't have your blick with you and you go out and about, do you feel naked? Do you feel afraid? Do you feel like something's missing? I don't. I go out there and I'm first rule, mind your own business. Someone starts popping off, walk away. Someone says some dumb shit to somebody else, walk away. Somebody's looking at you weird, look away. Whatever. That's the first thing. But if you get brave and you're packing, you're probably more likely to do dumb shit because you got it on you than not. Yeah, the RC car races have to be mega gay. Better get some metal shock caps. Mine broke quick. Those days you fight someone and these days you fight someone and whoop their ass and now you go to jail getting sued. Not worth it. Right. Alex gets it. Right. I'm not one of those guys that gets brave. I know that if you get into a fight, there's consequences and I try to avoid it. The best thing to do is try to avoid a fight. And a lot of guys that pack are the loudest because they're packing and they're almost wanting a reason. And I'm like, nah, you guys should not have a fucking gun. Fuck you. I think you should learn how to fight. One of the prerequisites and I said this to the guys on the chat because all my guys are, the guys Lund Racing, they're all pro gun, Second Amendment. No, nothing wrong with that. But I said, in my opinion, you should have a physical test, a PT style test to be able to sign up to get a gun. Shall not be infringed. Okay, buddy. Got it. But Alex is like walking out without my dick. Couple of guys got arrested in the Valley for terrorist threat. Nothing to play with. Tony entered the chat. If you ain't going to use it, don't show it. That's what it was. That's what I was always told. Kill someone over stupid shit. That's 25 to life. Rob will never finish that car. What's he talking about? I have too much to lose to getting into the, exactly. I have way too much to lose to get into fights. Just wanted to share. I raced a twin turbo R8 this past weekend. I stayed within a couple of cars of them, and the guy was shocked when he learned I had a manual. Fun times. Never felt so good about a loss before. Yeah, sometimes you don't mind losing to a Viper, a ZR1, a highly powerful or highly modified Z06, C6 Z06, GTR. There's certain cars that you don't mind losing to by a little bit. If you get super gapped, sure, it hurts. But if you only lose by a car or two, or maybe and you're at the guy's fender, you can at least go, all right, that's a badass exotic, $100,000+ car, new. So I guess I shouldn't be mad at the whole situation. No, Alex, that's like saying that's because you have speed parts on your car. You're always racing people on the street. Nah, you're wrong. Shut up. I have to say you're a little wrong about guys that carry. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Most of them are those fat guys that are insecure about shit. Sorry. I grew up in an area where most of the guys that packed couldn't punch their way out of a paper bag. Most. And if you were to put randomly, and I'm not anti-gun. I'm anti-gun nut, like psycho people. You have a gun, do your thing. But if I was to pick 50 random people out of the United States, put them in a room, I guarantee half of them couldn't bench over 200. Half of them couldn't run a mile without under 10 minutes. I'm sorry. It's just exactly how I've seen it based on my experience. If you're the exception to that, then that's fine. But most of the guys are usually guys that don't want to fight, don't need to fight. Yes, sir. I remember going to parties when I was 18, 19 with a buddy that always looking for someone that was dogging us. Half white will have Mexican. Grew up in a Mexican neighborhood in Los Angeles, so I learned to scrap really quickly. Hurt is ruined. Financially, reputation. I will patiently wait for her OnlyFans. For guys with guns thinking they are meal team 6. A lot of gun guys are scared to fight their girlfriend's baby daddy. Florida does have good gun ranges. It's a very friendly, gun-friendly state. Look, they encourage, especially, is it Polk County? Is it Polk County? Polk County, Florida? That guy, that sheriff, I love him. He's like, if someone enters your home, blast away. And I'm down with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't think I'm making fun of that aspect. I'm making fun of the aspect that the ones that feel naked without it, those guys are the kind of people I'm talking about. And most of the guys I've met are like that are gun nuts. I'm not saying gun, they practice proper gun safety. And no, those guys are fine. The guys that are fanatical about it are a little kooky. Always end up getting hurt in fights. Even when you win, it doesn't feel great to win fights either. No, you're right. That's why it's best to avoid them. I think I use that as a last resort. Like I use it as a last resort. If I'm getting attacked, sure, of course you're going to defend yourself. If someone's got a gun to your shit, you can't do nothing anyway. If you got a gun and someone's got a gun to your shit, unless you drew first, you ain't going to do shit anyway. So what are you going to do? Alex, my mouth can run 10 miles, points the gun. Yep, Grady Judd, Polk County, exactly. Grady Judd is that sheriff. It's these hands are rated E for everybody. New Tesla Plaid or new Porsche Taycan, the Plaid. The Plaid is a way better vehicle than the Taycan because the Taycan they're both 4-door, if I'm not mistaken. The Taycan has less range and it's a lot slower. And I think it's the same price. What do we think about women who shit in the bed? The only safety I need is my finger. Alex, you have to watch a video of the Polk County Sheriff rapping, making fun of the thugs they arrested. It's epic. Mad respect to the parents who rushed to the Texas school and did get their kids out safely. Love you. I don't even want to go there with this shit. Because y'all get a little kooky. Like, I want to make this fun, car-centric, and this is entertainment as opposed to what's happening out there. Because if it gets political, bye-bye channel, right? If you want this channel to disappear really fast, not because of me, make it political. Now, I talk about EPA and car stuff and politics, but when it comes to everything else, I shut my whore mouth because it's nothing I want to put out there. If I got personal thoughts on it, I keep them personal. Levante Ray TV. I want to save up and go straight to boost instead of going NA with my 20 GT. Is 700 horsepower too much to aim for with E54 in Arizona? If you can get E54 super consistently and you have a return style fuel system, I think you'll be okay with 700 horsepower. I'm a little leery about how much ethanol can support how much timing, and at what point does it become dangerous. I think 700 horsepower is fine. If you have a 19-degree tune at 10 or 11 PSI with the 2020 GT, I think 700 is easy to attain with E54. I just wonder how much better in terms of octane E54 is. Like, what is the octane rating on E54, right? Like, what would be the equivalent? I know E85 is like 105, but E54, 98, like I have no idea. But you can go right to boost. I think 700 is fine on that boost on 10 or 11 PSI with E54 and a return style fuel system. Agreed. Keep that shit out of here. We get enough. Exactly. Did you say you shut your whore mouth? Exactly. Don't talk about anything. Talk about bar swaps and kangaroo intakes. Exactly. This is not that channel. You got Ben Shapiro. You got all those guys. You want to talk that shit? Go over there. This is a car-centric situation. Yeah, Mofler, E54 is very prevalent in Arizona. And actually, if you look at the pumps, every single E85 pump that you go to, look at it really closely. All the gas stations really owe you on an E85 pump is a minimum of 50-something%. So Arizona, I think, just gives you the bare minimum. But what is the other 46%? If you got E54, so what's the other 46%? Chicken lips, horse hooves and tails and assholes. Hot dogs. Like, what is the rest of what is the four? So if you have 54% ethanol and the other 46% is equivalent to an 88 octane fuel, I probably wouldn't be about that life unless I knew exactly how much that mix was able to give you in terms of octane. You know what I mean? Yeah, lips and assholes. It's lips and assholes. So what is the other 46%? Alex, if you had an hour commute to work each day, is there any specific beater you would buy? I would buy the most fuel efficient car I could. The absolute most fuel efficient car I could. Yes, this is the math someone put out there one time. Can you mix two tanks and get E108? Remember that? Someone actually said that in a serious way, and I thought it was hilarious. Lips and assholes. E85 is usually okay. Ow, you're scratching me. Go. E85 is usually E70 in where he's at. Mosquito sperm. The rest is 3-valve owners, tiers, and nut. Is there an advantage to having a deadhead setup with a Y and a separate line to each rail over a crossover with one line of rail? In my opinion, no. But all the smart motherfuckers on the planet will say yes. In my opinion, based on my vast experience with pumps, if you feed the rail in one place, it crosses over and it deadheads at the end, the whole rail is now pressurized. The moment the key is turned on and the fuel system primes, everything is pressurized, right? So you're saying a regulator, a Y, and maybe deadheaded there while regulating at the bottom. I think it's a similar thing. I don't think there's any advantage of that. I'd rather have one coming in, have a crossover. When you prime, it pressurizes. Now, if you want to get really, really technical about it, you should almost sample the pressure at every injector right at the top. Is it 55 at cylinder 1, 55 at cylinder 2? And by the time it deadheads to cylinder 5 or 4, because 5 is in the front, 4 is at the back. So if there isn't a big difference in pressure, like if you want to get really fancy, you would drill and tap and put 8 fuel rail pressure gauges on top of each injector and prime the system or have it running and see how much of a delta there is across all of them. If you are not doing that, then stop it. If you don't have any verifiable data that shows you the pressure above each injector, whether it's deadhead or true return, then just leave it alone. Bench 200 warm-ups. It is kind of a warm-up. What would you get in addition to the stop the hop kit to get rid of wheel hop? Can't do Vikings because I have magnetic ride on my 19. Other options, honestly, springs. Springs, why don't you get a set of drag? Usually lowering springs kind of take care of it. Like, guys, I have in my white 19 GT, what are my mods? Eibach Pro Kit. That's it. I have an Eibach Pro Kit. I think I did have end links or vertical links from UPR, but I took them off. I went bone stock on everything. I have no wheel hop on that car. You've seen it. Imperial Polk County got it. Will UPR anti-roll bar help with rear sway? Sway? What do you mean sway? Are you having, because you have a bias ply tire? Honestly, Jeremiah Camp, I think you need UPR upper and lowers. And the anti-roll bar, in my opinion, just keeps the car from, the axle wants to rotate when you launch. And I forget if it's clockwise or counterclockwise. Clockwise, if you're going from because the front left tire tends to take off. So it wants to rotate counterclock. If you're looking at the back of the car, it wants to do that, like this. That's why this tire usually has on an old Fox body a airbag or something. So a anti-roll bar keeps everything level because it attaches it to the body, right? Basically, what you're doing is right now the rear end has a 3-link. S197 has a control arm on the top and 2 on the sides, and it has a sway bar mostly to keep the orientation of the diff and the body similar, but it can flex because if you see those little links, it can flex a lot. An anti-roll bar, what it does is that it just basically ties the diff with the body so that it doesn't really rotate independent of each other. So basically everything will have the body and the rear end will kind of both follow each other. And then you have to potentially do the preload. You have to scale the car to see where you want the weight. You have to scale the car if you want to do something like that. The biggest difference I noticed with my anti-roll bar, and I noticed that it was a lot bouncier. I had Vikings set at 10.6 and the UPR anti-roll bar, and I noticed that the car going over just a small speed bump was very bouncy. Taking turns, the car did not give you that anticipated slight body sway that it would. It would be very stiff. It wouldn't be something I consider for turning aggressively or driving daily. In my opinion, an anti-roll bar should have disconnectable links to make sure the body can kind of move independently of the rear end when not racing. But it definitely stiffens everything up back there, for lack of a better word. Maybe I didn't explain it well, and I don't get into the minutia of explaining it because honestly, we can get lost in the weeds about shit like that. So I try to keep everything on the simpler side. Keeps him from doing a G-body lean. Exactly. Bias plies, walk back and forth. If he has bias plies, I think that's his issue. Put a football under the passenger side rear spring. Yeah. Hello. What did I miss? Hello. Alex, I have a Gen 3 with a Vortec V3, and I have idle stumbling problem, which caused it sometimes to stall and started happen after 2,500 on the oil. So I think the Gen 3s still have that cam tensioner, cam intake cam reversion issue. My white car is starting to show those issues again. That's right. When it was bone stock with a brand new motor and a break-in oil, never had an issue. The moment I changed the oil to 5, I use 550 synthetic, it started to act up. So I might have to play around with oils, to be honest with you, to see if that changes it at all. You have unlimited money to buy 6 vehicles. What are you buying? I already answered that. I understand. Thank you. You got it, brother. Bias plies, unbiased plies only. Yes, that's the other thing, Jeremiah Camp. Really get away from putting bias plies in the back and a radial in the front. I know you want to put skinnies in the front. I'm sorry. I know you want to you have those RTR repops in the front. And if they're radial and you put bias ply in the back, you're going to have a bad time. Get a set of skinnies or bias ply tires in the front, and that will almost virtually eliminate all the sway. The dissimilar construction of the tire material, the construction of the bias ply versus radial, that differential, because one is stiff, the other one is super soft. So when you jerk on the steering wheel a little bit, it translates to a bias ply in the back, and it does this funky effect, which is swaying. I've seen so many people go to the track with 20-inch regular street tires in the front and slicks in the back, and they wonder why their car is swaying so much. Come on. Put Shell Rotella T60W40. Get those likes up. Yeah, guys, again, all I ask is for likes. That's it. Go there, like the content, and that's it. That's all I ask. Alex, it has the issue even after I got the phasers and tensioners replaced. Dude, I don't know what it is. Even on a stock tune, mine did that. Almost killed myself on the bias ply with the back with street tires in the front. I remember a guy would go to the track here at Palm Beach International Raceway, stick shift twin turbo Coyote guy. He'd had Shelby tires in the front, Shelby wheels, like those Alcoa wheels in the front, and slicks in the back. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Like, and he would always go down the track swaying back and forth. And people were like, wow, that guy, wow. And I'm like, no, that's really stupid. That's not cool. Going 140 plus, swaying like a motherfucker. Really, really dumb. What about the other way around? Radial in the back, bias in the front. No problem. I did that. I had a Phoenix bias in the front, radial in the back. No issue. I had Mickey Thompson Sportman Pros in the front, and it felt fine. Boy, you got to go, buddy. I love you. Nick has the skinnies. Bias ply won't go on until I get them back. Smart man. Go 1030. It's hot in Florida and getting into operated temp. That shit, water. What the fuck is he talking about? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. So no, yeah, honestly, that's kind of one of those unwritten rules about mixing bias ply with a radial. The anti-roll bar, what it's going to help mostly with you is just stability launching. And guys, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're not hitting the tire hard at the track, meaning launching with anything better than a 1.560 foot, you don't even need shocks at that point. If you're not really hitting that tire hard, like the red car had stock struts, stock shocks, springs, and a bias ply. And I was cutting 149. And I'm like, this thing doesn't need shock control. It's not even hitting the tire hard enough. When you have an anti-roll bar, you probably won't notice it that much unless you're really aggressively launching the car. And I know Jeremiah Camp has a bent caliber Stage 3 with an RXC clutch. And if he goes out there with a bias ply, he'd almost have to do a clutch dump to make that car work properly. But then you have to build the rear end. You have to potentially get a super Billy Badass drive shaft. Like it's like my black car had a T56, good drive shaft, 410 gears, 28, 10.5, 15 tire. And it was cutting 142's stick. And I thought that was pretty good for the power level that it had. Awesome. Who's Your Skinnies showed up today. Would it be okay to space? Okay. Would I be okay with space savers on the front with truck wheels and winter treads on the back? Jeremiah, do you have lower control on relocation brackets? That's also another thing. I think he got all done up. I think he took it down to Mikey. What is it called now? Is it called Chamberlain Motorsports? Is that what he's officially going by? I don't think he has like a business set up yet, but Chamberlain Motorsports. He used to work for Power by the Hour, and he seems to be doing the really nice builds in this area. He's the guy that I take my car to, but I think his schedule is so put far back that I got to do some of the work myself, like the trans, right? I have a buyer for the Turbo 400 in the GT500, and I can't take it to him after like 3 weeks of waiting for an appointment. Like I have to potentially do it myself. So I got to buy some quick jacks, do some of the work myself, which sucks, but I got to get the ball rolling. I can't wait weeks on end. It's just a total time waster. I use Rotella 530 gas truck oil in my car. Only stumbles when it's time to change oil again, about 3,000 miles. Hey, I might have to do that. Because this Motorcraft stuff is not cutting it. 15 GT Premium, 67,000 miles auto with a Gen 3 block 2.9 Whipple for $30,000. A good deal? Yeah. A Whipple Gen 2 Premium with 67,000 miles? Yes, that's a good deal. Gen 2 block, rebuild my Gen 1 motor. Gen 2 block. See, okay, you guys got to be like really, really specific. When I hear block, it's a block. There are no pistons inside. There's no connecting rods. There's no crank. A block is a block. So short block has crank, connecting rods and pistons. Long block has cylinder heads, connecting rods, pistons, and a crank. So when you say block to me, I am thinking of a bare block. So be really specific as to what you're saying. I just caught someone stealing chocolate bar at the store. They are barred from the store now. Damn. The T6 Rotella is almost impossible to find nowadays. Fuck Joe Biden. Sorry, I meant long block. Type that fast. You didn't type it fast. You can't use a Gen 3 long block unless you use your timing components. So are you using your timing components or are you trying to use the Gen 2 timing components? You cannot use the Gen 2 timing components, meaning the cams, chains, all that bullshit. You need to use the Gen 1 stuff. But Alex, what about a medium block? I'm thinking old block. That is a steel Texas size gap. Chem block. Gen 2 premium Whipple auto should be at least 35K. I agree. Like my car is a 19 performance package base car. I mean, I don't have the nice screen. Fuck that. I just wanted a quick car with a basic interior with a Vortec, making close to 700 on race gas or pump gas, whichever you want to. I could probably ask 32 to 35 for that car at almost 40,000 miles. GM 396 0304 Cobra motor. Other engines made noise. Coyote barbecue tick is fine. It's not the tick that we're talking about. We're talking about it's stalling. Like it literally stalls. Mustang owners are so finicky about hearing noises coming from their engine. Not me. Like I'm like, I have a loud exhaust and I don't even hear it. I was going to do my timing components. Yep, you could do that. A Gen 2 long block has really good cylinder heads, really good connecting rods, and you can make 850 to 900 comfortably. And you put your timing components in it. It's going to be a fun little ride for sure. And then you can actually throw a boost at it and not really worry all that much. Checking in late, driving the way from home. Been a minute. Thanks. Someone says, Brent, thanks to him. Jared, he's a druggie. I knew about the, oh my God. What kind of power have you seen on a 64, 66 precision turbo supporting mods? At what boost level? Like max with supporting mods? You mean a Plasma Man intake? How much power do you think you can make with a Whipple 3.0? 1100? Like, what are you looking to do? Like, turbo size, what's max power? I don't know. 12,000 horsepower. I don't know. Inexpensive, reliable daily driver, early mid 2000s, Toyota, Honda, Lexus. My car used to die often, mostly when pushing the clutch to slow down. What kind of power have you seen from a motor? What kind of, Alex, I have a motor. What kind of power have you seen from it? I'm like, what? But you need to be, okay, this isn't the dude in blue. This isn't Cletus. This isn't Adam LZ, Mustang Lifestyle, Stang Mode. This is a channel where I need specifics. Alex, I have 64 66s. I got a Plasma Man intake. I'm using ethanol 1R, ID 2000s, and I want to run about 30 PSI. Can I make 12 to 1300 with this setup? I would say yes or no. What kind of power do you see off of 64 66s? I don't fucking know. I have no fucking idea. What fuel are you using? How much boost? What intake? What cams? What block? I've got the check engine light for phaser, but it's never stalled. Can I get a flame tune for my 392 from Lund? Bro. Man, it's crazy. Run a quarter transmission fluid in the engine oil. Oh, no, I'm good. I have a Gen 1 block with a Gen 2 internals and stock Gen 3 short block. What's the better base to use for boosted setups? Honestly, a Gen 3 short block has more compression. So you can make more power with less boost. So I would go with the Gen 3. I would always opt for the more compression 100% of the time. Hitting the track this weekend, hoping for sixes, only in the 8th. 321 build, Gen 1 stick car, single turbo on E85. I think you got it, brother. It's all about the 60 foot. And Choppa says, my car keeps stalling. I don't know why it doesn't do it when I let off the clutch. Got it. Alex, at road course, do you think a carbon fiber drive shaft is worth the extra money than an aluminum? No, honestly. Like, someone would have to show me the difference in rotational mass loss or gain going from an aluminum at $1,100 to a carbon at $2,000+. And if there is a minimal change in what I see, feel, and I would just go with an aluminum. Alex, I have a block with pistons. How much power can I make with a Whipple? I'm thinking about getting a Mustang. How fast will it go in the quarter? Right. 6466 Turbo Guy is the one who wanted to tune the earth per gear for his traction. He wanted me to tune torque-based, gear-based. Oh, you're right. He wanted me to, can you set the traction control per gear so I can have maximum grip when I'm to the floor, regardless of power level? It's like, what? Alex, you hitting the beach, a road trip for 3-day Memorial Day weekend? No, where am I going to go? Road trip. Let's go to the beach, bro. Beach. Look, the beach is going to be packed. So I'm not going to go to the beach. I'm going to chill out. I'm going to be here. I'm going to hang. There's a nice pool here. I can chill out here. Once all the people that visit the beach for the vacation leave, then I'll go to the beach. I don't want to go anywhere. Crazy. In 2015, I had to sell my 11 GT Premium and had ordered new in my house after my son's mom ran out. Buyers reached back out to me last week and sold it back. MCW or BMR anti-hop first? I can't believe he asked that question. I literally can't believe he asked that question. Alex, would the firmer shifting in the tune cause damage to the 10R NA? No, sir. Absolutely not. How much power does a long short block make? I ordered a whip from China. How fast do you think it'll be here? It'll take for it to get here. Fuck me. What are the pros of a 4R200 would you recommend for street driving? The pros for a 4R200 is favorable launch gear ratio and less shifts, because let's be honest, the less a car shifts in a drag race, generally the better it is. So think of a turbo 400, right? Why is it so sought after? 3 gears, super strong. Why is a 4R200 good? 3 gears, super strong, eliminates the forward planetary. Your options for forward planetary are stock, which means it can go at any time and take out your whole transmission. It will take out your whole transmission. Or a Blue Streak $1,500 or more billet planetary to retain all 6 gears. Or a 3R200 hub. Let's not call it 4 anymore, because no more 4. It'll be 3 gears. And you can use it as basically a 3-speed 6R80, but you have to treat it as if you're putting a 3-speed in it. So if you have 315 gears, you should probably bump up to 355s or 373s. It's just how it works. Is it short shifter worth it or keep it stock? Is it short shifter worth it or keep it stock? Wow. My General Coyote made 440 raw horsepower, long tube headers, X-pipe, and a cold air intake. Do you think that's right? Previous owner didn't give me a model. Seems high. Seems really high for a pump gas car with long tube headers. Ford Planet, is that the one that replaced Pluto? FKA has great reviews on the BMR strap. Oh my God, Jesus, stop it. I can't say that. Even though I hate the guy and I think he's the biggest piece of shit in the industry, I'm still not going to talk shit on someone that's not involved here. We can talk shit on him all we want. Leave his family out of it. Yep, look at Tesla, no shifting. Alex, can you tune my car to run on Lance Armstrong P? Just went 8.6 to the quarter on my twin turbo 20 GT with a Ben Calamer Stage 3 trans. Pretty happy with the car right now. What? You got to show me that video. If you went 8.6 with a twin turbo with a stick, bro, hit us up. I want to see that video. Wow. Alex, how much compression do you think a 93 octane can tolerate on a Gen 2 and an NA setup? 12-1. It does it on Gen 3, but it depends on how consistent the fuel is. If you get 93 from Marathon in Florida, it's chocolate milk. If you get it from Shell or Chevron, it's actually pretty decent. All right. Don't blame a guy for being new. So anti-hop kit or the MCW shifter? Get the anti-hop kit. Forget the shifter for now. I don't have the energy to go in. We got 2 minutes left. If you only have 2 transmissions with the same gears and one of them shifts faster, how big of a difference can that make in 0 to 60? I mean, depends how long it takes for them to make the shift, right? Like if torque reduction is on, like if you have a 10R80 truck or car that runs 11.9 with torque reduction and you remove torque reduction, it's usually worth a tenth or two. I'll send you the video after the show. Yeah, do that. That's badass. And if it's Luntoon, even better. If it's not, that's still repping my boy over at Calimer Transmissions. And I put his logo up. There we go. MGW, get a dildo. Hey, Alex, got a firm. How fast can I get into debt? Oh, I love it. Guy likes good pegging. No judgment here. Been out of the Mustang game since I sold it. Got the press. Getting back in now and found you. Appreciate the feedback. J-Dub, welcome back to the shit show. How much does a cozy have? Downhill into 8. MGW, thanks. Got it. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Today was a general show where we just talked about which car would you, or are you guys considering buying a beater? Then we talked about guns, and I'm sure a couple of fat guys that dry fire in front of the mirror for 10 minutes got really mad, but I'm right. And then we talked about shitty setups apparently for the rest of the for the show. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be back on tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and after that, I think I'm gonna be off till Tuesday. I want to take Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off from doing shows. I need a little bit of a break. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to put videos out. It might actually give me some motivation to put videos out. But tomorrow will be the last show of the week until Tuesday, talking shit at 8. I want to take a mini vacation so that everyone can just enjoy their vacation, observe Memorial Day and do it that way. But I'll definitely put out a standalone video on the dating channel Saturday. And I might put out a standalone video Saturday or Sunday or Monday on this channel, but I won't be live until Tuesday. So you'll see me back here Tuesday, 8 o'clock after the weekend, but I'll be on tomorrow. We'll talk some more shit tomorrow, give you as much as possible so that you and I can enjoy the weekend properly. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Hit the like button, share the shit, do whatever the fuck you got to do to get this channel popping so we can give you more content. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And then I'll see about the dating channel, getting you a video on Saturday or so. All right, guys, I'm out of here. See you.